today I will be recording a back to school makeup look. I am pretty nervous recording this video just because everyone has different makeup styles. What I used to wear when I was in school is not the same as people are wearing now. Everyone has different preferences, you know? So I will be showing you what I feel like is suitable. Not really suitable, that's like a really bad term, but what I feel like someone would be comfortable wearing to school and like sitting through hour-long classes, 30-minute classes, whatever. And yes, okay, let me just begin because I don't know what I'm saying, like literally. So first we are going to be starting off with primer, of course. I always like to prime my face and my eyes at the same time. So I'm going to be using the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with the anti-acne treatment. This is nice because when you're going to school, you know, for 8-hour-long days if you're in high school, or maybe even the whole entire day with like spread out classes, you know, in college, you might tend to get a little oily. So I feel like this is good because it has oil control, and if you have acne, you know, why not try to treat your acne while looking beautiful and flawless, you know? Why not? So I am going to just apply some of this on my finger, and I actually like to focus this on the T-zone mostly, not really the whole entire face, and I just blend it onto my whole face. So I just dab where I mostly want it and blend everywhere, and hopefully this will be down by the end of the day. For the eye primer, I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance and applying some of that on my finger. Right now mine is pretty watery. It is pretty old as well, that's probably why. And dab that on my eyes. And I'm sorry if at any point in this video my mirror like covers my entire face. I'm not wearing my contacts, so I like cannot see. Okay, and that's that. Next we are moving on to the face. So what I typically would do if I were going to school would be to just cover up all of the blemishes and stuff on my cheeks with concealer and pretty much just leave the rest of my face bare. I do tend to sweat on my mustache area, so I don't like foundation, concealer, or like any product really on there. And I do wear glasses, so I typically don't like any product in this area either, so I typically don't conceal my under eye either, because by the end of the day, you know, my glasses like touching my nose and my cheeks, like the foundation rubs off, especially with my oily skin. And when I was in high school, like literally I would wear my glasses like in class, like sit in the front row, wear my glasses. Once I was out of that class, glasses were off. Like I did not like having my glasses on. And if you keep putting them on and off like that, and you have any type of product here, it's gonna start to rub off and like melt, I guess. So if you wear glasses, I would advise don't put anything there, or just powder. Make sure you carry like a translucent pressed powder like this one. This is the Too Faced, what is this, Primed and Poreless Skin Smoothing Pressed Powder, and it does come with its own little powder puff. Mine is broken because I've used it so much, but yeah, I would recommend having one of these like blotting powders, that way you could blot. But anyways, I feel like I'm getting off track. So if you don't want to just, you know, conceal it, if you want to use foundation or anything, I would recommend a lightweight foundation. A good one is the Dior Backstage foundation. This one is a sample that I have, which still seems to be too deep for me, so I'm not going to use that. You could also use a tinted moisturizer. I know that Maybelline has a tinted moisturizer. NYX, you could even use the Laura Mercier ones. I hear that those are pretty good as well. Or if you do like just a full face of foundation, just, you know, put on your full face. Like, it doesn't matter, whatever. But I'm going to show you what I would typically do. So I do have these two concealers here. This one is the Nara's Radiant Creamy Concealer, and of course this is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. The NARS is in the shade Caramel Medium Dark 2, and the Born This Way is in the shade Latte. So typically I just, you know, try to match it. I feel like since I'm a little more tan right now, I would match more with the NARS. So let's start off with that. If it is too dark, I could just add some of the Too Faced concealer. So I just apply this like directly onto my cheeks. Okay, I feel like this may be a little dark, but we'll see once we blend it out. Just where I need it. I don't like to cover everything, especially on this spot. That spot might need a little more. And in this case, I'm going to apply some on my chin since I do see some discoloration on there. I don't like applying foundation or concealer on my forehead just because I don't know. It's just a personal preference for this case. I'm going to blend this out with a damp beauty blender. And I'm using the bottom side. And because I feel like the undertone is a little off right now, I am going to use a little tiny bit of the Too Faced concealer. Next, I do like to powder everything we do. I like to powder my nose as well and my forehead since we will be applying some product on there. So I'm going to apply the Cover FX Matte Setting Powder. This one is in the shade Light, and I'm going to take that on my Sephora Mini Velour Puffs. These are sold in a set of 3. I'm just not sure if they're sold anymore, but I know Sephora still has some puffs on their website. And I'm just going to dip this in. And I just remembered that I do actually want to conceal my under eyes today. So I'm not going to do too far up the cheeks just yet. To conceal my under eyes, like I mentioned before, typically I would not conceal my under eyes. If I was wearing contacts, I would. And you know, it's just personal preference for you guys. If you like to conceal your under eyes, you don't like the bags, you know, staying up late studying could give you little eye baggies, darkness under the eyes. Just apply a little bit of concealer. You don't need too much. So this is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is in the shade Golden Beige. And I'm just going to apply a little there and a little here. With my beauty blender, this time I'm taking the pointy side. I am blending that up and on. So as you can see, it added some brightness and did cover the under eye area, but it doesn't look crazy and super unnatural. Now we can continue setting the face. Same sponge. I like to really get into my like nose creases here because they do tend to, I guess that's the part the concealer tends to fade the most, and especially my smile lines. I tend to get creasing and everything in there, like no matter what. If any product goes on there, even if I just put powder, it starts creasing. Setting the under eye a little bit. Something I always like to do is to bronze my face, and if you do have your natural shadowing, because you didn't put any product, you probably don't need bronzer, or you don't need as much bronzer. And if you did apply foundation, I would recommend bronzing a little bit just to give you, you know, some color. So I am going in with the Cover FX Monochromatic Bronzer Duo. This one is in the shade Suntan Bronze. I am going to use both shades right now to bronze and add that glow. I'm going to take the shimmery side on my Sigma F40, the large angled contour brush. I'm going to start applying that to my forehead. Make sure to blend that back into the hairline. And I did apply a little too much, so I'm just going to go back into my sponge and just blend that up. So I'm like dabbing and pushing up, so I'm basically doing this motion on my forehead. I am going to apply some to my cheeks as well with the same brush. And I always like to apply some of the shimmery bronzer on my nose. So I'm just taking a little more, dabbing off the excess, and just putting that right in the center. I just love that look, I don't know. And I'm gonna apply some on my chin. Now, using the matte shade, I'm going to go into the Sigma F05, the small contour. And I'm gonna go into the hollows of my cheeks. And just to give some definition to our eyes, since we do have the bronzer out right now, I am going to take the Sigma E35, I'm going to take that matte shade and apply that into my crease. So it just gives that subtle shadow in the crease. With the Sigma E54, I'm going to go into the shimmer shade and apply that onto my lids. to make sure this is well blended together, I'm going to go back into the E35 and just blend where those meet. And I am going to pinch my brush and apply some of that on the under eye as well, the matte shade. We are going to move on to blush. So of course, I'm taking the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in the shade Mojave Mauve. We're going to go into the matte shade first. And we're taking this on the Sigma F10. And just because I want to add that little shimmer, I am going to take just a little bit, just like 3 little dabs of the shimmer shade, just because this is really pigmented, like this side, and apply that on top. And for the highlight, we're going to go into the Becca Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. And we're taking this on the Sigma F03. And some on the tip of my nose. And this part is such a throwback for me. Like, this is literally what I would use every single day in high school. I don't think I would wear mascara, I wouldn't do my eyebrows, I wouldn't wear anything else on my face, but this I would use every single day. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio, the gel liner in the shade Blackest Black. Like, this is budge proof. I was in swimming on the swim team in high school, and I would swim with this on. It would not budge, like, I kid you not. So I'm just going to take some of this on my Sigma E65, the small angled brush, and I'm going to do my liner. I'm going to try to do it on camera. I don't know how well I'm going to do it with only one hand, but we'll see. Now that the liner is done, we are going to apply mascara. I'm going to use the Clinique High Impact Mascara in the shade 01 Black. And I am going to apply this to the top and bottom lashes. So nowadays we need to make sure our eyebrows are always on fleek. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Ebony. I'm starting off by combing up the eyebrows. And sometimes I'll just put eyebrow gel, not even fill in my eyebrows. So I have the Morphe Translucent Brow Setting Gel, which I will be using later. I'm just going to give some definition to the brows first. So I did only define the tops of my brows. Now I'm going in with the setting gel. I am going to add some tinted chapstick. This is the Kiehl's Butterstick Lip Treatment in the shade Naturally Nude. So you can apply lipstick as well. You could apply lip gloss, chapstick, whatever you prefer on your lip. You could even use a lip liner to outline your lips as well, why not? And I am going to top this off with the Lime Crime Wet Cherry Gloss in the shade Bitter Cherry. I'm going to set the face with the Cover FX Mattifying Setting Spray. I did choose a mattifying setting spray, that way it keeps our oils at bay that we may get throughout the day. If you do have more dry skin, you could try the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, which actually lasts pretty long. And you can leave the look right here, but I am going to apply false lashes just to give me that little extra definition. And I'm going to take the Lily lashes in the shade, well, not shade, in the style J Makeup. And I'm going to be using the Velour lash glue with that. That's the translucent one. And since I have no idea how I would do this on camera, I am going to do this off camera and come back to you guys with the finished look. And here is the finished look with lashes and all. As you guys can see, our skin still looks pretty natural. You could still see my dark spots and all of that. So, you know, we don't look caked up. We don't look crazy, you know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a few things. I hope some of you guys will actually use this in your everyday lives, either if it's for school or work or, you know, pretty much anything, anywhere you're going. I hope you guys learn something, are gonna use some of my tips and tricks. And if you do, leave it in the comments down below. And if you guys want to see more of me, please tune in next week. I post every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. Bye.